Alright, the first thing to this dish we're going to add is some extra virgin olive oil. And I have peppers and onions all cut up. I cut up 4 different kind of peppers: yellow, red, green, and got onions in there, and orange peppers. So, pan get hot. Okay, got the heat up there a little bit. I'm gonna bring the heat down a little bit. Put these in. Cook these down for a little bit. I'm going to add some spices in here now. The bulk of the spices are going to go in the in this mixture here. I add some salt. Show you everything I'm using here. Like I said, the bulk of spices will go into this mixture. This way, you know, later on with the meat, you don't have to really season too much of anything. Here we're using some black pepper. This is going to be a collage of taste here. Using some cream of tartar, which use on egg white or whatever. Just a little bit of that. Using some cumin. Using some red pepper cayenne. Depending on how spicy you want this, if you want it more spicy, use a little more cayenne. This is some turmeric. And some coriander. What I'll do to this dish, usually if as it starts cooking down a little bit, I'll throw in a little bit of water. And I'll let this cook down a little bit. I'm also going to add sometimes I add this a little later because I don't want the garlic to brown. But I'm going to add everything now. Here I have some fresh chopped up thyme, a little bit of parsley, and some chopped up garlic. Add that in there. Like I said, when this is done, there's going to be a collage of flavors. It's pretty simple to do. There's just a lot of chopping time involved with this dish. So, if it's one of those days where you don't feel like chopping, this ain't the dish to make. Okay, that's it for now. I'm gonna cover this up, let this cook down. Like I said, I might add a little bit of water in between time of cooking. And once this is cooked down, I'll show you what the next step is. Okay, this is the next step to the recipe here. Keep in mind, you could have 3 pans going. I'm just using 1 pan here just for the sake of, you know, making it piece by piece. But this is what the peppers and onions look like now when they're done. I just finished them, took them out of the pan, keeping a little bit of the drippings on the bottom of the pan. And the next step is to put in mushrooms. These peppers and onions are very fork tender, so that's how I like them. First thing I'm going to do is add some butter to this pan. Land O'Lakes butter is actually the only butter I ever use when I do use butter, which is maybe twice a year. But Land O'Lakes is the only one I use. I'm using here maybe, I don't know, not even half a stick. So what I'll do is I'll melt that up a little bit. And I actually cut up some mushrooms. Trying to get the pan a little hot. I got some mushrooms I cut up here. It's a little more than a handful, I would say. I'd say it's a plateful. So what I'll do is I'll cook these up, which shouldn't take too long. And I'll show you the next step. I'll tell you the peppers and onions are very spicy, so you may want to adjust your ingredients to fit your palate. I'm kind of in a spicy mood today, so I added quite a lot of coriander and a lot of red pepper cayenne in there. So anyway, let me cook these mushrooms down and I'll show you the next step, the final step with the chicken. We're going to just mix all the stuff together. Like I said, I'm just going to be cutting some chicken up and frying it a little bit and mixing everything in together. Not really any seasoning on the chicken because all the seasoning is within the peppers and onions in here. And we got the mushrooms here, and all we did was add butter for this one. Okay, I got the chicken cooking up. All I did was put a little bit of olive oil and maybe a tablespoon of butter. No seasoning whatsoever on the chicken. And I've been cooking it up. This is about 6 good-sized chicken breasts. And what I used to cut chicken up, a friend of mine had told me, I told her I used scissors to cut food, and she's never heard of that. So these are cutting scissors for food. So I just hold the chicken pieces with the tongs here. Is it tongs or thongs? I can never get that one right. But anyway, this goomazy gum right here. I hold the chicken with that, and I cut them with the scissors. And by the way, these scissors are only used for cutting food. You're not supposed to be trimming your nose hairs and then cutting food. And this is the mixture that's all finished with the mushrooms in it. So I'm just going to pour all this in here, and this will be the finality of this thing. You can make this several different ways. I mean, there's, you know, whatever ideas you got, you could make. But I happen to keep eating the mushrooms because they were really good when I was sauteing them in butter just by themselves. They tasted really good. So there you have it. I let this kind of marinate all together there. Probably the best thing to do is to take this whole thing and put it in a bowl and let it sit in the fridge overnight. I'll let the flavors even marinate even more, and we'll warm it up. And there you have it. chicken, peppers, and spices. Excellent dish. Healthy? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.